In order for the township to take advantage of option number 3, it, we will need a new wastewater management plan. We can't get an amendment. We would need a new wastewater management plan because we're outside the sewer service area in order to make this connection. As you may recall, some time ago, the township had started the process of Highlands Conformance by petitioning the Highlands Council for plan conformance. We really hadn't progressed all that far through that process, but since we had filed the initial petition, the Highlands Council would have jurisdiction to work with DEP on a new wastewater management plan for Parsippany. And in order for the Highlands Council to, complete our wastewater management plan and then submit to DEP, we would have to get much further along in the conformance process. In doing that, we would jeopardize a couple of desired projects in the township would be jeopardized because of Highlands-related issues. One would be the redevelopment of Edwards Road. The other property that Mr. Snikes identified that would be adversely affected would be Morris Corporate 5. So, the other option that we have, so if we proceed with Highlands Conformance, Highlands would review the wastewater management plan, prepare it, and work with DEP to get it implemented, but we would be jeopardizing going forward with some desired projects. So given the timing of the circumstance, the other alternative would be to rescind the petition for Highlands Conformance, come outside of the Highlands, which you have the option to do. You can always opt out. It's not like the Hotel California. And then Morris County would be your conduit for the wastewater management plan preparation and approval by DEP. At some later point in time, when it makes sense, you always have the option of opting back into the Highlands for Highlands Conformance. I've spoken with the Highlands Council representatives at length, and they indicated that if this resolution passes and at some future point Parsippany would want to opt back into the Highlands, that they would work with us towards the goal of perhaps providing center status to the desired properties that I mentioned, Edwards Road, Morris Corporate 5, and if there are any additional properties to be identified by Mr. Snikes that we would not want to be, you would not want to be adversely impacted by the Highlands. If there were center designations created for those properties, then you could opt back into the Highlands and have true conformity between the Highlands and your master plan. You don't have to make that decision tonight. the decision tonight to opt out, if that's what you want to do, the resolution that's prepared would do that, would simply enable us to proceed with a new wastewater management plan with Morris County, and would also permit the township to proceed with the two projects that were mentioned, unaffected by the Highlands.
Councilman, the Council President, if I might add, I've been involved with getting involved with the Highlands in my past lives, and I would say that there's no true downside, because as the our attorney is saying, you can always opt in. Remember, you're in the planning stage. You can get out, and you can always go back in. There's a more upside of a win-win with regard to what you just talked about, Mike, and also the fact that I believe strongly that the county, in looking at our wastewater, could move much more quickly and much more succinctly in working with municipalities with regard to doing that in a more efficient manner. I'm not taking anything away from the Highlands, but I will tell you this: the county is well equipped to do this, and do this in a very good fashion. That's my experience with dealing with them over the last 27 years.
Okay, or 2014-102, Resolution Township Council, Township Parsippany-Troy Hills, rescinding its intention to revise the master plan development regulations for plan conformance for land in the Highlands planning area.
Second. Motion made by Mr. Stanton, seconded by Mr. Valori. Roll call.
Mr. DePiero.
Yes.
Mr. Paluso.
Yes.
Mr. Stanton. Mr. Valori.
Yes.
Mr. Karifi.
Yes.